It's the start of a brand new decade where this man, Steven Seagal, was in his prime with two movies out in the same year. I don't know what happened to the year 1990. It just went bonkers with great movies. This one is gonna be a tough one. But what were the top 5 movies for the year 1990? Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Carl. Today's video is Back to the Movies 1990. It is a start of a brand new decade. My wife has just said to me, Carl, why are you wearing that stupid wig again? The answer to that is, I'm pretty certain back in the year 1990 I had hair like this, and I'm pretty certain it was identical as well. Yet I know, terrible, no style at all. Back to the Movies is a series I started where I talk about my top 5 movies for each individual year, starting with the year 1980, going right the way through each individual year, right up to the present year. Also, what was making the headlines for that particular year, and just for a little bit of fun, what was the #1 toy for that particular year as well. Please do get involved in the comments. I would love to know for this video, what are your own top 3 movies for the year 1990? Thank you. The year is 1990, and on the 11th of February, Nelson Mandela is released from prison in Cape Town after spending 27 years in jail. And on the 2nd of August, Iraq invades Kuwait, which eventually leads to the Gulf War. And on the 1st of December, Channel Tunnel workers from the UK and France meet 40 metres below the English Channel seabed, establishing the UK with mainland Europe. So what was the #1 toy back in the year 1990? Let's switch this one around and start with the girls first. For the girls, it was Furbies. I do remember my sister having one of them. And also, Barbie dolls were still dominating. For the boys, it was the action figures that went with the 4th biggest grossing movie back in 1990. Any ideas? A certain Mr. Powell will like this one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So the big question is, what was the 5 best movies for the year 1990? I was so surprised just how many big blockbuster movies were released back in the year 1990. They obviously all can't fit in my top 5 list, so I do have 3 honourable mentions. The first honourable mention I'd like to mention is a movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sharon Stone, Total Recall. And my second honourable mention, anyone scared of spiders? And my third and final honourable mention goes to a movie I almost included in the list. It's got a star-studded cast: Kiefer Sutherland, William Baldwin, Julia Roberts, Kevin Bacon. I really do like this movie, but I just could not include it, and that movie is FLATLINERS. Okay, let's get on with this list. Any ideas what I've included in my list? I'll give you a little clue. A couple of these movies have well-known songs stroke soundtracks. Little clue there. Please do remember that I'm not an expert. It's just my personal opinion, just a little bit of fun. And just because I put these movies in order, it doesn't necessarily mean it is the right list. Okay, let's begin at number 5. A movie starring Michael Rooker, Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, Days of Thunder. The story follows a NASCAR driver, Cole Trickle, played by Tom Cruise, who is a top driver with a hot temper, and his attitude gets him in trouble not just with other drivers, but with his team as well.
Hold on a minute, don't you think we ought to talk?
What, about how I'm gonna run? Sure.
About how you managed to live as long as you have.
Think you can drive?
Oh, he can drive. He can drive beyond the limits of the tires. The engine, the car, anything else?
There's nothing I can't do with a race car.
Well, that's the difference between you and me. There's only so much I can do.
You want me to work the pit and you drive? You running good? Thank you. I will see how you do in a crowd.
Number 4. It's the third biggest grossing movie for the year 1990. This one stars Macaulay Culkin, Home Alone. You all know the story for this one. An 8-year-old boy called Kevin accidentally gets left behind when his family travels to France for their holidays. At first he's quite happy, but when thieves break in, it's up to him to defend his parents' home.
This is my house. I have to defend it.
Where's your mother?
My mom's in the car.
Where's your father?
He's at work.
What about your brothers and sisters?
I'm an only child.
Where do you live?
Can't tell you that.
Why not?
Because you're a stranger.
He's a kid. I mean, what can a kid do to us?
Kids are stupid. I know I was.
Number 3. This one stars Richard Gere and Julia Roberts, Pretty Woman. The story follows a prostitute called Vivian, played by Julia Roberts, who meets a very wealthy man, Edward, played by Richard Gere, and her life changes forever.
Work it, baby.
Hey, Sugar, you looking for a date?
No, I want to find Beverly Hills. Can you give me directions?
Sure. For $5.
Ridiculous.
Price just went up to 10.
$100 an hour. Pretty stiff.
Well, no. But it's got potential.
Number 2. This could quite easily be another Christmas movie, Die Hard 2. The story for this one, Detective John McClane is again in the wrong place at the right time when terrorists threaten to destroy an airport and demand the release of a drugs lord.
Yeah, but I'm right. It's just another Christmas.
You're the wrong guy in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Story of my life.
Slaughter cells maybe 2 hours. After that, those planes low on fuel aren't going to be circling. They're going to be dropping on the White House lawn.
Any attempt to restore your systems will be met by severe penalties.
Somebody out there.
It's McClane!
It was such a good sequel, equally as good as the first movie, Die Hard, in my personal opinion. So what movie made it to my number 1 choice? Well, it's another blockbuster movie. It's the biggest grossing movie for the year 1990. It stars the late, great Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore and Whoopi Goldberg, Ghost. The story for this one, after a young man is murdered, his spirit stays behind to warn his lover of impending danger with the help of a psychic.
Somebody! Somebody! Somebody help us!
What's happening?
It's like I think about you every minute. It's like I can still feel you.
The problem with you is you still think you're real. It's all up here now. You want to move something, you got to move it with your mind.
Such a good movie, a blockbuster back then with a brilliant soundtrack. There's no surprise that it was the biggest grossing movie for the year 1990. The effects were really good for back then. It's still watchable today. If you haven't seen that movie, check it out because it's definitely worth the watch. And that was Back to the Movies for the year 1990. Let's just quickly have a short recap on my top 3 movies. Number 3 was Pretty Woman. Number 2 was Die Hard 2. And number 1 was Ghost, starring the late Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this Back to the Movies 1990. Please do get involved in the comments down below. I would love to know for this video, what are your own top 3 movies for the year 1990? Please do get involved. If you like this video, please do give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe if you can. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.